Hello everyone, this is a video on the features of this writing service that I offer. I am a writer and I write SEO optimized blog posts. I've written for multiple clients. One of them is, let's say, let me show you network marketing stats. My content is very thorough, so you can expect content that is comprehensive and has the best potential of ranking. And many of these articles, when you check on the linked articles on this page, you'll see here is one of them. This is a company called Atomy, and the website design is a bit is a bit messy. I think the website designer would have to fix that. But my part was just creating the content, and you can see it's full of data. It's thoroughly researched. When I read it, you can tell that there's a lot of work done into it. But this is my photo, and thanks to my LinkedIn. And as I was saying, writing is just one part of the whole puzzle to get content that has the highest probability of ranking and competing against being competitive. Although there are other aspects like promoting the content, getting backlinks. Those two are helpful, but the main important part is the content, since if you have backlinks but the content is poor, you'll still not rank for many keywords. When you have thoroughly written content, you can pull in hundreds or thousands of keywords. And also, if you have poorly written content, if it ranks, it might be manually it might be manually analyzed, and that can affect your website too. So you have to create something good. And also, when you have a well-written content, it will also fulfill other goals like getting subscribers and conversions. So let me show you what is involved in this content. This is my project in Upwork, and Upwork has the payment protection escrow service. So the service is in 3 parts. You have the option of picking the $50 option, 75 or 125 for 1,000 words. And let me show you how I create the content. I have already indicated it on this project. You can check the link in the description. So you will get a data-based SEO blog post with a competitive advantage. So this is what is involved. Like it involves 4 parts: keyword research and search signals, competitor analysis and ranking metrics, search intent targeting and content opportunities, and entity-based content creation with SEO optimization. So in the first part, keyword research and search signals, I'm checking hundreds of target keyword clusters, because when you're targeting one keyword, you want to just rank for that keyword. there's a whole cluster of keywords around it, and you end up with maybe 100 keywords, or sometimes even more. If it's a very let's say high search volume keyword. But usually you'll end up with hundreds of keywords. How do you get hundreds of keywords? You get them from, let's say, synonyms of the keyword, because someone might be searching for the same keyword as a different word. You also get that from maybe keywords based on the sources, like on Google Keyword Planner, you can find keywords that are different from what you check on, let's say, on Google search. Even on Google Search Console, you can find extra keywords. The tools that you can use, like SPIFU, SERPs, and the rest, can show you the keyword clusters. You can figure out, basically, even when you're targeting one keyword, there's a keyword cluster under the topic. Let's say the topic is how to groom a dog, let's say, or let's just check this article here. What is Atomy? There are many sections under that. There is the CEO of the company, there is the business model, there is the products. That is still the cluster. So when you're checking the cluster, there is a whole range of subtopics under it. So and you when you target it properly, you can rank for multiple keywords. And then there is also the related keyword clusters. So this is a bit different from the target keyword. The related keyword clusters are, let's say, keywords that you'll end up ranking for that you are not initially targeting. And this, when you check a keyword like, let me show you with a tool like SPIFU. Let's say you're targeting a keyword like how to groom a dog. So, how to groom a dog. And you can see they also rank for keywords. They also rank for keywords that basically are pages that rank for the target keyword. They also rank for other keywords. And you can see just from a basic overview, because this is just a very basic overview, the target, the keywords under the target keyword how to groom a dog, there are 18,000. But those are the variations of that target keyword. But they also rank for keywords are 40 million. So there are a lot more. So, and you can see how to trim a dog, how to cut your dog's hair, how to cut. So there, but you have to be sure exactly about how related they are. And that way you can be able to target a wide array of topics. And that also ties into semantic terms and stuff like that, but I'll get to that. Then there is also the other search signals. Okay, there is niche specific keywords and other search signals. So when you're writing about how to groom a dog, it's under the niche of grooming pets or taking care of dogs, or the wider niche of taking care of dogs which is also under taking care of pets. And there you can see when, let's say when you are dog, let's check here, dog care, or I think let's say the overall topic of caring for a dog. Let me see what term to use here. Okay, I don't have the specific term, but let's say pet care. Let's say pet care, but pet care is a bit more upstream. It's not directly above dog care, but pet care. When you check but you'll be able to see something related to what you will find with dog care. So with the pet care, you might find, let's just go into the specific keywords. Let's go to the specific keywords. You might find specific topics that are major topics. Checking from the search volume, and you find the topics that have the highest interest, showing that under pet care, there's more interest under these topics, like pet near shows geolocation. People are searching for geo-specific content, so you can use that as a signal to indicate to you that when you're writing about how to groom a dog, maybe you might target it to a specific geolocation, how to groom a dog. Maybe there's a special way to groom a dog in a specific, maybe in hot climates, in winter climates. So you can use that, and there are many other signals you can check. So that's why it's an advanced, it's a high level aspect, because once you go to the niche specific keywords, you're getting an idea of the user, the people searching. And then there are other search signals. Okay, let's say just before I go to search signals, with the niche specific keyword, it's you have to, going through thousands of keywords, you have to go through thousands of keywords in order to pick the best one. So the time it takes to do all that, it takes a lot more than just going through a few hundred for the target keyword cluster. So and other search signals, the other search signals, like on Reddit, let's say dog grooming on reddit.com. So these are such signals. So if you can scrape all the topics about questions about dog grooming, you can start getting an idea of what are the major topics people are searching, asking about dog grooming. Tips for how to calm down dog. You can scrape all those. Basically, it's not something that you just check the first search terms and then use that. But once you collect all the possible topics, and then you use an automated tool to figure out which are the most common issues that people commonly ask there. So that way you can turn these search signals into key terms, into like some sort of keywords. And you can also go to Facebook, you can go to Quora, all those other places, and get those search signals. And there are many other search platforms for search signals. And then competitor analysis. Competitor analysis, you start, and ranking metrics. You start by analyzing hundreds of target keyword ranking pages. So you start by checking the pages that are ranking for the target keyword, and there you'll find hundreds of pages. So you're not just checking. This is something that people overlook here. When you are looking at, let's say, how to clone a dog. When you get the results, like here I've set my results to about 100 of them. You're not just looking at the top, you're also comparing with the bottom to see what makes the top different from the bottom. That's something that people they miss when they're looking at what is ranking. And you're also not looking, searching for it from your own browser. You have to use a VPN to see the results in the target location. Then you check what is different from the top that isn't in the bottom. Maybe there are specific words in the titles that are different. Maybe it's the sentiment analysis. Maybe it's the salience score. I can explain those aspects later, but you have to check. So that's why you're not just checking the top 10. Most people just check the top 10. You're also checking keywords that are not ranking. Let's say the pages that are targeting that keyword, but they're not ranking. What is making them different? You can check that with maybe the all-in title. You find the pages that have the all-in title, but they are not ranking, because once you search all-in title, it's not even just the pages that are ranking, but other pages that are not ranking, and you start to see why aren't they not ranking. So that's how you end up with a few hundred pages for the target keyword. But you're also checking more than that. And then there's an evaluation of hundreds of pages ranking for related keywords. Now, once you have done that for the target keyword, now you go to the related keywords. The keywords that you're taking, you had found in the first process, in the first stage. The first stage you had found related keywords. You do the same thing, and there you might end up with maybe 500 pages very easily, like that. But you'll have some, maybe just 5 or even just 5 things that are very critical that you just change, and it changes the way you write the content. Or maybe you might find hundreds of things that are very critical, because sometimes some keywords are very competitive, so you just need one thing to stand out, and others you find so many things that get you above and get you ranking high. So then you go to geo-targeted SERPs and ranking pages and wider niche ranking pages. So geo-targeted SERPs, now here you start searching on how to groom a dog, but you search in New York, then you search in California, you search in Florida, you search in different locations, you search in different locations in the UK, and you try to see which pages stand out that are not ranking, which pages are ranking everywhere, and which ones are ranking in specific geolocations. And then you find out what is in there that is making them different to rank in those geolocations. So that way you'll end up with, it's like if you have just 10 different SERPs and you're checking 100 pages in each, you already have 1,000 pages you already checked. And the things that you're checking will end up spending quite a lot of time, but it can give you that advantage, because you might find that you won't rank for the target key term in all locations, but you can optimize for a target location, and that can give you an advantage. there are also other SERPs that Google provides, gives to users even in the same location based on the interests. So that you'll have to figure out that based on you'll have to do a user analysis and develop a persona profile. So, but all that you can get from the data, that the keywords the people are searching, the search signals, all that can give you an impression of people who were searching for something. And that will impact how you create the content. Because if people are searching, let's say people who are searching for, maybe you check the search signals and you see a major issue is maybe dogs that are reluctant to big rooms, and maybe that's a major issue that people are searching. So maybe content that features that will be standing out. So then there's the wider niche ranking pages. Then the wider niche ranking pages, you want to figure out people are writing, let's say they are competitors are writing about many other things about the same related topics or the wider niche, and you have to figure out what is, like, there could be a uniform thread flowing through all those like what makes, like if someone writes about how to groom a dog and another one has written about how to prevent your dog from let's say how to prevent, let's guess, like let me check an example. How to prevent dogs from peeing on the lawn. So they sound different, but there could be specific things in the content that could be applied in the pages that are ranking for other keywords in the same niche, but those things can be applied throughout all the articles. They could be, maybe it could be the way the content is created. Maybe the content is created. Maybe like you find that user-generated content is ranking the most in that niche, or checklists are ranking the most, or ultimate guides are ranking the most in that niche. So maybe the niche is dominated by a specific type of content. So that's what you're checking. Then the search intent, targeting, and content opportunities. So here, search intent is basically you're trying to summarize everything else that you have gathered from above them, and also incorporating like now a good personal profile. You can use even research studies and find out what research studies say about the type of people who are searching for, who are in that niche. So that can give you an idea of search intent, because search intent is basically Google is optimizing the search engine results pages to basically what the search people are searching, the most common things that people are searching for, and that can be detected by the types of pages that are ranking. But you're also checking, also comparing the pages that are not ranking. Also, and now you can check hundreds of pages that are ranking for the target keyword. You check various factors in them. I'll go further into those factors when I finish this part, these 4 sections. Then you check hundreds of pages ranking for related keywords. So the data that you've gathered here, you use it to now use it to create something useful. And you also have a set of aspects that you are checking, because you're trying to figure out which is the best content approach to use. Because it's not really, sometimes it's not many, okay, since nearly everything has been written on, it's not really writing, but how you write it to fulfill a specific purpose. Because someone might need a video instead of an article. Someone might need a checklist instead of a step-by-step guide. Someone might need a template. Someone might need a PDF. So you're trying to see which content, and actually you're not just fixed. You're not using the top ranking pages as like the determinant. You're not going to copy that. You're trying to make something better. You're trying to figure out something better than what is. For example, one strategy you can use is you check this content, this page, you check the keywords that it is ranking for. Then you look into the content and see whether the content has mentioned those keywords or specific important terms from those keywords. If it hasn't, that is your opportunity now. You need to create a content and include the missing keywords, and that way you can stand out. So you're trying to get the opportunities, the content opportunities there. So, and that's just one way of doing it. And then there's the evaluation of thousands of geo-targeted SERPs and ranking pages in the wider niche ranking pages. So there you're trying to figure out those opportunities. So much of part 3 is analyzing the data and using it to create a good content approach. And that might take time, because now it's about being creative. It's not just the data that you have, but being creative with how you create the content. So then the fourth part is entity-based content creation with SEO optimization. So here, once you have the content approach, you are trying to create, and the content, in part 3, what you'll produce is an outline. In part 3, you'll get an outline of specific things that should be in the content, and specific sections that should be in the content. And that is what you use in part 4. The outline will give you sections, and you have to check hundreds of sources per 1,000 words. And it sounds like a lot, but that's actually like the basic. Because let's say you have an article like this one. Let's see this article. You see it has this sections: section 1, the company; section 2, the business model; section 3, the products; and section 4, the FAQs; and section 5, the sources. So each section, when you're writing an article like this, most likely you want to find all that content in one other source. For each section, you might be checking 10 sources. So you end up with about 50, because there are 5 sections. You end up the 5 sections, you end up with about 50 sources. And that is the sources that you use to gather content, because you'll have to check through more sources, like double of that, because you have to read through. Like when you come here, you open this page, and when you read through, you find it doesn't have what you need. It doesn't have the correct data. So you have to check with another source. And when you get one source that has the right content, you have to fact check it. You have to check with another source, because fact checking is important, because you'll find that Google has a database that in some instances has facts that are more accurate than what you would get from the main ranking page. Maybe the main ranking page are just ranking, it's just ranking because it has good backlinks and stuff like that, or something like that. But if you use wrong false content and things like those, it will not help your website and it might not get to rank. So you have to fact check that. And so ultimately you end up, and the thing with having multiple sources, for example, it helps you to get entities. For example, if you're writing an article like how to prevent dog pee damage on your grass, if you get one source with that content and you use that source, you'll only get the entities. These are NLP entities. These are terms that Google uses to know exactly what you're talking about. And if you get just one source, you get only the entities in that source. But if you use 5 sources or more than just 5, use many other sources, you pick up entities from multiple sources and you cover, you produce content that tells Google exactly what you're talking about without leaving any guesses. Because Google is not analyzing your content manually. It's using automated tools, and those tools, you make the work of those tools easier by writing a thorough content such that Google does not need to guess what you're writing about. If you write just 100 words, Google will still be guessing at what you're talking about. But if you write 2,000 or 3,000 words, then it can, and it's not just 3,000 words just like that. You're using hundreds of sources for that. You end up with content that is so clear what you're talking about. And there are tools like Text Razor, and it's called, let me just show you, Text Razor. So a tool like this can show you, you just paste the content in this tool and it shows you what the content, it traces the content and determines what it is about. And this gives you an indicator of what how Google will see your content, because you might have written 2,000 words and it's just flat. So Google cannot tell what you're writing about. And you can see these topics here. Let's say I've just checked this content for this demonstration version, and you can see these topics, the ones with the 1.00, those are the highest association. The topics with the highest highly associated with content. So it shows these contents about backlinks and there are many other things like finance, investment. So those indicate what the content is about, and there are these other topics that are related to it. So once you have thorough content that includes specific entities, and entities include names of people, names of organizations, they actually show that you know what you're talking about. Because if you can't name a person, you can't name an organization related to what you're talking about. If you're writing about dog grooming, who are the well-known people in that area? What are the well-known brands? What are the well-known issues, troubles that affect, like diseases that affect dogs, that you have to groom dogs? Okay, this is the article. These are the articles. So you have to show that you actually know what you're talking about. The data, specific data, this specific statistics. You have to show that so that Google knows that you know what you're talking about. And that's how you end up with hundreds of sources. Yeah, and that's what I have here in this article about Atomy. You can see the specific names, the specific data, things that when you read, you know that there's something valuable in that content. And then you check, you can also check, you can also get hundreds of sources for related keywords. So these are still the related keywords that you analyzed before, and now you're checking the content that ranked, the best content from those related keywords, so that you capture the related keywords and make your content more likely to rank for a lot more keywords. It doesn't have to be long. You just have to feature content that suits the purpose. But the length of the content is determined from this third part. So the third part, once I do the third part, I would recommend to you the length of the content. For this service, once you pay for this service, it's 1,000 words. For any additional words that are needed, it's half of that price. For the $50 level 1, it's the extra words is $25 for an extra 1,000 words, and that is the length is determined by the pages that are ranking compared to the pages that are not ranking, the pages that are ranking at low levels, plus other factors, such that you can determine the content length that is most suitable to rank highly, so that you can have content that can beat the existing content. So because the user intent also applies in it, because if the users just go onto videos, then content is not the way then. So that's what you do. And then for the entity-based content creation with SEO optimization, remember with SEO optimization, there are other aspects like images, embedded videos, graphs, things like those, the schema markup, and things like those. So then the thousands of sources with thousands of words for geo-targeted SERP. So once you go to geo-targeted SERPs, you end up with thousands of sources. So that becomes a whole other thing, and it improves your chances of ranking for multiple. Let's say if you're trying to get multiple geolocations, or you're trying to get, especially for the extremely difficult keywords, you're trying to get an edge above the rest. So, and the content doesn't have to be like 1,000,000 words. It can just be 3,000 words or something like that. So, that's those are the 4 parts of the content creation, and the things that are analyzed. The things that are analyzed are covered in these frequently asked questions. For example, what is covered in keyword research? There are content search keywords, synonyms, also rank for keywords, paid ads, keywords, top volume terms, most common terms, image search keywords, video search keywords. People also ask questions, related keywords, semantic terms, forum queries, and there's so many others. And then in competitor analysis and ranking metrics, the aspects involved are content reviews, outlines, titles, content approaches, SERP history, top ranking. SERP history is an interesting one, because the pages that are ranking right now, they could have been, maybe they were not ranking maybe a year ago. So when you check the SERP history with tools like Spyful, you can check and see maybe they changed something. So when you check the history, how they changed, whatever they changed maybe helped them rank. Then you can use that to help your content. Also, there are top ranking pages, low ranking pages, non-ranking pages, most improved ranking pages, most dropped ranking pages. This one is an important one, most dropped ranking pages. When you check the SERP history, you can see the pages that were dropped from ranking and try to figure out what things to avoid. So that's an important thing. There's the aspect of figuring out what you need to include in the content, and the aspect of avoiding things that should not be in your content. Then there's the pages ranking keywords, pages with most ranking keywords. You might find with pages that have the most ranking keywords, it might not be even the first page, the top ranking pages. It might be even the page 3. The page that's ranking number 3 might actually have the most ranking keywords. It might actually be pulling the most keywords and the most traffic, because it might not be ranking for a target keyword, but the related keywords are so many because the content is so good. So you have to check that, because sometimes even when you check the SERP results, Google customizes it for you. So sometimes it may not be giving you the top result as the best. So then with search intent targeting and content opportunities, let's check what is involved. There is higher level content types. Higher level content types is like the upstream content. If you're writing about how to groom a dog, the upstream content is, let's say, pets, dog sitting. So there's someone who is sitting the dog, and they want to find out how to groom the dog that they're caring for. Or maybe it is you have to find out who is linking to that such type of content, or where what is the buyer funnel? The buyer funnel, from where are they coming from? So once you figure that out, you can customize the content to suit that type of person, or you can also use that to figure out many other things. And then the related niche content types are related niche content types. For example, the content types, as I mentioned, like maybe it can be an interview, it can be a video, it can be an image, things like that. Content approaches and content types, research studies of users, buyer persona features, focus keywords, focus terms. Then with the entity-based content creation and the SEO optimization, you have NLP entities. People also ask questions. Content features aspects, like the Google required terms, especially for product reviews. There are specific things that Google requires. Then there is the statistics, data, reputable sources, images, video embeds, quotes, schema, in-depth or innovative or original research. So the highest type of the advanced level content can be original research. So that can be very valuable for getting backlinks. Then there's the NLP topics and category report. And this involves a lot of tools. There's Python, Ahrefs, Google Keyword Planner, Google Trends, keywords people use, Quora, Reddit, NLP, analyzers, web scraping tools, content analysis tools, Hemingway app, Grammarly, Copyscape, and other automation tools. There are so many others. So the whole process, it's meant to produce content that gives you the highest, the best possible chance of ranking. So, and the good thing about this is that once you create a good article based on that, you can continue to do the promotion of building backlinks. You don't need to be producing so many articles. So that way, the job is to promote the content on a monthly basis. Let's say by building backlinks and all those other things. So you will be growing your website without having to continuously add too much content. And also it can be a good strategy for let's say targeting the most difficult keywords and the pillar pages, the most important pages on your website. Because there are other ways of creating content, because you can create content using programmatic SEO, which creates like thousands of pages. But with that, although it seems like a cheap way to create content, the investment is actually high, because you have to do thorough research to figure out how to the right keywords, the right type of content. The initial, let's say it's cheap per content, but the overall cost is high. At least this is a good way to create very good content if you have a small website and you want to do that. And also even big websites. In fact, big websites, you have to invest on good quality content. So with that, you can check the description for a link on this service, and I'll be happy to take your order. So I'll see you next time.